And we're looking at cells in southeast Arkansas as well that are beginning to perk up. There's a tornado watch here. There's a tornado watch that covers, in fact, most of the northern half of the state. Let's take a brief trip over to Max 2, Perry, just to show folks the coverage of this tornado watch that we have that covers up a good part of central Arkansas. And within the last few minutes, Pulaski, Saline, Lone Oak, Prairie, and Monroe counties were added. And then the Memphis National Weather Service added eastern Arkansas. This watch for central Arkansas goes until 11. The watch in northeast Arkansas goes until 3 a.m. The watch in southeast Arkansas goes till 10 o'clock tonight. So we got a lot going on. Let's bring in meteorologist Nathan Scott now. And Nathan, we were kind of concerned about this. We're looking at thunderstorms now, beginning to break through what's left of a cap that we thought would hold a little bit longer, but it doesn't look like that cap is going to be with us much longer.
Tom, the National Weather Service sent out a weather balloon earlier this evening. They've gotten the data back, and they basically said there's no cap. There's no protection anymore from the potential of severe weather. So our chance of severe weather has really ramped up across parts of the state. Right now, it's primarily going to be for the River Valley and into north central Arkansas, but these storms are rapidly developing in a hurry. They're moving into an environment where they could certainly start to rotate, and we may have tornado warnings probably issued over the next hour or so, and this could be a long night ahead, whether or not we just see one tornado warning or we see several tornado warnings. If we have several supercells out there, which is a possibility, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, and we have seen these thunderstorms, possible supercells, develop in west central Arkansas, northwest Arkansas, and that's where our attention will be. And we've seen them start to develop out ahead of this dry line. Weather Service said the dry line has made it across Polk County and is now moving into Montgomery County. So if you were to draw a line right here in west central Arkansas, that's where the dry line is located, and it's right ahead of the dry line. With the watch that was issued earlier this evening, that we have seen severe thunderstorm warnings pop up. Johnson County, Logan County, and even Newton, Searcy, upwards to Marion counties, all under severe thunderstorm warnings till 8:15 and 8:30 tonight for the potential of strong wind gusts and some hail. Now, normally we'll break in, and we will do this, we'll break in to our regular program on THV11, but we wanted to give you extended coverage on THV Plus tonight and kind of follow this all the way through the evening. These storms do pose the potential of rotating and producing tornadoes, damaging hail, as well as some strong wind gusts. So this is the cluster we're keeping an eye on right now, and they do have signs, or there are signs they continue to strengthen as they move to the northeast. They're moving pretty rapidly as well. Now, west of this area, the severe weather threat lessens remarkably. I mean, it's not as bad because that dry line is punched to the east, and behind it we're getting the drier air, the lower dew points, but they're dealing with a lot of wind and a lot of blowing dust west of that. Now, I don't think we're going to see coverage widespread, but we will have to deal with these individual cells, these supercells scattered in nature, and we're keeping an eye on the ones that are developing to the south and southwest. As we take a little closer inspection, that cell is right over Clarksville, Nathan. I bet they're getting some pretty big hail out of that currently.
Tom, you look at this cell, and it does have a dependence to it, just to the south of Clarksville. So we're starting to get those kidney bean shape, hook echo shaped looks to these cells, and that is concerning because when you start to see that happen, that means that we're trying to probably develop a mesocyclone or rotation within the cell, probably in the middle parts of the cloud. But as that rotation starts to work its way closer and closer to the ground, that's when the threat of a tornado will be going up. So we have to watch out for this as it makes its way from Johnson County into Pope County. This is most likely going to be some hail happening. Let's take a look at the hail tool to see if there's any hail happening at this time. And that certainly is the case. According to our hail tool, we could see hail quarter size, maybe as large as ping pong balls, maybe even golf ball size hail. So we have a lot of stuff to deal with a supercell. When you have these supercells, you got some big hail, possibly. The main concern, though, is going to be the potential of not only a tornado, but we could be in the case where it could be a strong tornado and a long track tornado. And I think that chance goes up as you get into East Arkansas and Northeast Arkansas, as these cells will continue to churn their way off to the northeast and easterly direction over the next several hours.
So the warnings we have right now are for these cells. in west central and northwest Arkansas. Perry, if you'll take us to Max 2, I do want to show you what else is developing to our south and west, and we'll get back to that because they might get a tornado warning on them shortly. But south of that area, you've got cells popping up in southern Yell County, down around Montgomery County, northern parts of Pike County. This activity lifting to the northeast. These are the areas we'll keep an eye on, that if they hold together and intensify, those cells will impact central Arkansas and the Little Rock metro area. But right now we're keeping an eye on those cells in west central and northwest Arkansas, moving out of the Fort Smith viewing area into the Little Rock viewing area and the THV11 viewing area. Again, large hail possible. These storms continue to increase. Most of the tornado parameter, the best dynamics, are to the north of us. Now, Pulaski County's been added into that tornado watch till 11 o'clock tonight. Saline has been added, as well as Lone Oak and Prairie counties. But still, the greatest threat, as Nathan mentioned just a few moments ago, is over the northern and northeastern part of the state, and these storms will more than likely strengthen as they move over into that area. We have storm reports, Nathan. You got a little hail that is showing up there near Clarksville.
Yep, just came in. They're reporting 1-inch size diameter hail, so that's quarter size hail with this cell that's making its way right over Clarksville. So this is definitely a hailer happening into Johnson County, but more concerning is the rotation. Are we seeing any rotation with this cell? And we take a look at the radar with the winds in this storm. We're seeing just a hint of rotation is there. Let me take a look at the Fort Smith radar because we're in between two different radars here. And of course, let me take off the lightning and we'll take a closer look at that just to see what exactly is this cell doing. Is it showing more rotation or is it not showing more rotation going into the next 5 minutes or so? Because just with that signature that we saw with that appendage, there's definitely some wind with this happening. A little bullseye of wind right there. Looks like we're seeing wind maybe about 60 miles per hour. And that severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 8:15, Tom, for this cell. So that's definitely one to watch. We'll take a look at other cells around the region because they are blossoming over the Ozarks at this time. There's one cell into Yell County. That one looks a little bit tame, but you know, this could all be new generation of more cells that could try to become supercellular getting into the next 30 minutes to an hour. And then there's one lone shower here into Montgomery County. So right now, the highest chance of severe weather is going to be for Pope County, for Searcy County, of course into Newton County where we have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. And this one also has a appendage to it as well, Tom, very close to the community of Nail, and they'll be moving over Deer. That most likely has a hail core. You see the purple there, so when you take a look at the legend, that purple, once you get the purple and blacks, that's a good indication that the radar is picking up the algorithm of hail. But there you see Nail, probably seeing a quarter-size hail moving over Highway 16, right at the intersection of Highway 7. This is headed towards Mount Judy.
Right there. Could get upwards to ping pong and golf ball sized hail. It's entirely possible as these storms strengthen, and these storms have been strengthening. That's why we decided to jump on THV11 Plus. Gives us a chance to stream this weather scenario for you, and we'll be using it a lot this spring. It's too bad it started a little bit early, but you know, you get severe weather pretty much any time in Arkansas. Spring, March, April, and May are it really is the peak spring season. Again, these cells are severe thunderstorm warned, not tornado warned. They're moving to the northeast, but you can see the little hook here trying to develop. That's in Newton County, south of Jasper, and this other cell in Johnson County, and also extending into Pope County, and another trying to come together well south of that and in Yell County. But this activity is moving to the northeast. There's also a little activity in southeast Arkansas. Hold on right there. We'll go to Max 2 just real quick. I don't want to leave. If any are watching us in southeast Arkansas, there are some strong storms. There's a tornado watch there, and those cells are also holding together. So wedged in between right now in Pulaski County and most of central Arkansas, there's not much going on, but we expect that is going to change in the next couple of 3 hours, especially with activities going on. We want to make sure that folks have what they need to know when we track these storms. Let's see, you've got considerable severe thunderstorm warning, considerable. That would indicate some big hail out of this storm, Nathan.
Tom, the National Weather Service issues different types of severe thunderstorm warnings, different types of tornado warnings, and we can show that here on this one graphic. So yeah, we do have a purple polygon. So instead of just a likely severe thunderstorm warning, we're getting confirmation that this is producing some big hail and maybe even some higher winds, about 65 to 70 miles per hour. So they went ahead and said, all right, let's upgrade this from a likely severe thunderstorm warning to a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Now, if there was a tornado possible, that would look a little bit different. It would have a orange polygon with a yellow border. So that's what we're going to be watching over the next hour or so to see how these severe thunderstorm warnings unfold. The other two, they're just regular severe thunderstorm warnings or general severe thunderstorm warnings in Newton County, Boone County, Marion and Baxter County, Mountain Home right now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's take a look at the full radar now just to show you how everything is evolving with this system. And mostly all the activity is well to the north of Little Rock, north and west. There are some cells right along the Mississippi River that are trying to show some supercell characteristics, but they're kind of getting squashed right now. They don't look too crazy. We're not seeing the really amount of lightning, except that one little cell that is moving from Chico County into extreme southern parts of Deshay County. Have to watch out for that, but that's going to be drifting its way right along the Mississippi River. So it's going to clip into Deshay County and then maybe into parts of Phillips County. But you know, Memphis, you have to watch out for Memphis. And if you have any friends or family traveling on Interstate 40 out there for this evening, especially later this evening, coming back from Memphis or headed towards Memphis, make sure that they are paying attention to the weather very closely, because things will go downhill rapidly, I think, for locations east of Little Rock, northeast of Little Rock, Jonesboro area. Probably things will go downhill 10, 11 o'clock, midnight, maybe through the early morning hours. By far, the action at this time is really over into West Arkansas and mostly just outside of the River Valley. But look at all that lightning, Tom. I mean, that shows that we've got impressive updrafts that are producing heavy rain, a lot of hail, because you need hail for all that lightning to happen. So that's all the lightning strikes in the past 10 minutes that you see here on the screen. Over 1,300 lightning strikes within those cells that have really just fired up over parts of Newton County and also Johnson County and off to the north.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Newton and Searcy County in northwest Arkansas. The National Weather Service was also keeping an eye on this because there was an appendage, a hook developing with this, so they know they've got some rotation. No tornado warning just yet, but the storms are indeed strengthening. Let's go to Max 2 real quick. Perry, want to share with you again who's under the tornado watches tonight. We have 3 separate watches. The first one in southeast Arkansas until 10 o'clock. Central Arkansas, including the Pulaski County area, Lone Oak, Prairie, Saline counties added not long ago. We're under a watch until 11 o'clock, along with this area of the state, north central and west central Arkansas, eastern and northeastern Arkansas, under a tornado watch until 3 a.m. So it appears as if an active night is certainly underway, and it's beginning in northwest Arkansas with those severe cells that continue to produce some large hail and some damaging wind gusts. Nathan talked about it a minute ago. I mentioned it, the cap. We talked about the cap. If that cap could hold, that would lessen our severe weather threat, but there is no more cap. So we're looking at things to become, I hate to say the word explosive, but things could change quickly, and we'll see thunderstorms rapidly develop in central Arkansas and west central Arkansas. Let's go back to live radar on Max 1, Perry. And again, let's talk about those polygons, these warnings. This is northwest or northwest, north central Arkansas. You got Johnson County, Pope County. There's a warning here. A lot of lightning. There's Newton County, Jasper with a warning. So you got 3 supercells here. There's another one just to the north of that. And I'd say Marshall, Leslie, you folks need to go ahead and if you haven't already, the farther east we go, the higher the tornado parameters. So I would go ahead and get my safe place ready. Make sure you're prepared to hit the closet or hit that safe room or your basement or storm cellar when
Tom,
when
that's concerning, and the National Weather Service
yeah.
just said they're thinking about going with the tornado warning now with this cell from Johnson County entering into Pope County. That rotation has definitely started to strengthen. What we're looking at is this area right here. I'm going to put on an icon here, and that's where we're going to see if they are going to go ahead and issue that tornado warning. It's going to be developing around Highway 123, Highway 164, so headed towards northwestern parts of Pope County. Just a heads up, if you're in Treat, Simpson, Victor, be prepared. There could be a tornado warning coming for you at any minute as this cell continues to show lots of rotation. We have that clear echo, and it looks like there's definitely a hail core there. So we've been saying this updraft, it's a powerful updraft. Now we're starting to see that rotation really start to build its way into this cell, and the concern is going up that we could have a tornado warning at any moment.
So yeah, just to echo that, Johnson County, Pope County, even upstream a little bit, Van Buren County, Searcy County. Go ahead and get your safe place ready to go. If you're watching us on THV11+, what we will do as soon as a tornado warning is issued for this area, Johnson County is a part of the THV11 viewing area, so is Pope. We will take a pause and we will get to our main channel, THV11. But we're going to stream here as long as we can on Plus tonight as these storms make their way from west to east. They will pack a punch with large hail and the possibility of a tornado. Nathan and I are both keeping an eye on that with the Weather Service, whether they may or may not produce or put out this tornado warning. But yeah, you can certainly see here's the area of concern. Nice inflow notch here. There's certainly some strong rotation, and there's some rotation on the cell to the north as well.
And Storm Track 11 is also showing the rotation picking up as well, Tom.
Well, let's go to Storm Track 11, Perry, and we'll take a closer look at that. Nathan will kind of guide us along. And
so there's Clarksville.
Right.
And as I advance this, we go from blue to green. So that tells us with this pinpoint rotation tool, the rotation's picking up, and they're probably going to issue a tornado warning. They're issuing one for Baxter County.
Yeah, Baxter, right. That's to the north. So these cells are now going into tornado warned mode. Now, Baxter County is a little out of our viewing area. We'll await the one in Johnson County. So we'll keep it here. Don't flip the switch just yet, Mr. Perry, but there you go. They're lined up, and they have really taken off in these last 30, 45 minutes or so, Nathan. From Mountain Home, Yellville, all the way down Johnson County. You can see the appendage here, and the one that's to the south of that in Johnson and Pope counties. This one is Newton County. And so the Baxter County tornado warning is coming up right up here. There's Mountain Home.
Yeah, we go back to Max 1 now, Perry.
Okay.
And there you see, all lined up. These are all supercells. There's the new tornado warning that has just been issued for Baxter County that does include Mountain Home. We'll take a close look at that real quick. And when we take a look at the rotation within this, we have to look at Springfield, I believe, because everything else is probably too far away. And yeah, there's definitely something there pretty close to Mountain Home. So if you are in Mountain Home, or if you have friends or family Mountain Home, hopefully they are going ahead and taking their tornado precautions at this time. And that is the only tornado warning in effect, but that could be changing at any moment when we take a look at the cell also down into Johnson County, and that'll be moving into Pope County very shortly. So when we take a look at that rotation to see if that continues to show rotation from the Little Rock radar, yep, it's still there. So with these scans that we're seeing, so this is going towards the radar, this blue right here, that is going to be your rear flank downdraft. And then where you see this orange color, that's where we are seeing more of an inflow develop. So we're definitely getting that rear flank downdraft pushing towards the Little Rock radar. And if there's something happening, it's going to be very close just to the southwest of Waldo Mountain, High Mountain. I'm sure you're familiar with these locations if you live in this part of Pope County. Three Knob Mountain, also pretty close. Highway 7, a beautiful road to travel on, although you can't see anything because there's a lot of woods. So if you are watching us in this part of Pope County, I would just go ahead and take your tornado precautions. There's not a tornado warning at this time, but we're getting into elevations that are going to be higher, that are going to be about 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet, and it doesn't take too much for the actual funnel cloud to reach the ground in this type of situation. And with that rotation looking like that, that's got me concerned, Tom.
Yeah, so Mountain Home, Baxter County, that's just a little out of our viewing area. We're going to concentrate on Johnson County. Johnson County is in our viewing area. This storm will more than likely go tornado warned here shortly. Why don't we take you down to a few streets here? That looks like Highway, what is that? What highway is that? I can't tell. 164 and Highway 315. If you're watching us from home tonight, THV11's, this is what you're seeing. Now, some of you might be on the app, and you can also watch us on the app. But you can download the app, the THV11 app, to your TV free if you have Roku, Apple, or Amazon Prime. There it is. Still impressive rotation. Your Highway 164 and 315. Waldo Mountain is in the path. Then you've got Simpson, Arkansas upstream. Hey, there's Bullfrog Valley with this severe thunderstorm warning. 8:45 p.m. is when this severe thunderstorm warning will expire. But the concentration, and now it's shifting a little bit to the north, but this is where you're finding the rotation, possibly a possibility of it becoming a tornado. And that's why we're here tonight on THV11 because we had several severe thunderstorms that we're watching that could become tornadoes. There you go. Waldo Mountain, this is nearing you. If you're familiar with Waldo Mountain, Johnson County, there's High Mountain, and that is getting into Polk County. And there's the tornado warning.
The new tornado warning that they just issued now for, like what we say, northwest Pope County. It's right on the line of Johnson County.
Let's go THV. Main channel, please. Give us a second, folks. We're going to take you from Plus to our THV11 channel. Let's go ahead and do it.
It's moving northeast, 65 miles per hour.
All right, folks, good evening. Tom Brannon along with Nathan Scott. We've been on THV11 tracking storms tonight that are moving through parts of north central and west central Arkansas. We break into our main channel for tornado warnings in our viewing area, Johnson County, Polk County, and even a little farther up the road there, that's Searcy County, under a tornado warning. This cell is moving rapidly to the northeast at 60+ miles per hour. And within the last 30 minutes, we've seen an uptick in the severe thunderstorm areas here in Arkansas, at least the warnings. And the problem we have is this is an area of Arkansas that has all the parameters for tornadoes. So we're breaking in. We're going to stay with you tonight. Up here in Johnson and Polk County, tornado warning just issued. That's going to extend into parts of Searcy County and a part of northern Van Buren County as well. Botkenberg, you're going to be in the path, as well as Leslie. Nathan, we've been keeping an eye. I'm bringing Nathan Scott into this. We've been keeping an eye on these storms now for a little while. We've watched them increase in intensity, and now tornado warnings tonight.
Tom, it's been a rapidly changing situation as expected. That cap or that lid, that layer of warm air we were hoping would hang on a little bit longer has now since disappeared. And these storms are really becoming explosive, developing very rapidly into north central Arkansas with the environment favorable to produce tornadoes, and even strong tornadoes are on the table. So you want to take this situation seriously. If you're under a tornado warning tonight, make sure that you take your tornado precautions right away. These things are moving very quickly. Like Tom said, this cell is moving to the northeast at 65 miles per hour.
Wow.
So let's take a look at the winds right now, because where are we looking at in terms of where the rotation is? It's got that classic hook echo signature. I'm going to go ahead and put on the winds within this storm cell. And what we're looking at is that couplet where the blue and where the orange are located, Tom.
Yeah, that's Waldo Mountain and High Mountain. We were talking about this on THV11 a minute ago, that the rotation is holding steady, if not getting stronger. So if you live in this general vicinity here of near Waldo Mountain, High Mountain, then you need to take cover immediately. Simpson, Arkansas, you're in the path, as well as Victor, Arkansas. Highway 7 is a main highway up in this area of the state. If you live near Highway 7, you're in the path of this storm. Treat, Arkansas, it's right over the top of you, at least the rotation is, and it is moving to the northeast. If you live in Raspberry, Smyrna, you've got No-Go, Tilley, Arkansas, you are in that polygon, that tornado warned polygon, and that extends all the way up into Searcy County. Marshall and Leslie are also in the path of this storm, and with a 60-mile-per-hour movement, it's going to be there before you know it. Nathan mentioned to make sure that you're prepared. Hopefully you've been preparing all week. We've been telling you that this looked like the potential for an outbreak for some tornado-warned storms this week. So hopefully you've got your safe place ready to go, whether it's your basement, storm cellar, or the centralized part of your home. And it's this area right here, this appendage that is just to the west of Highway 7. Here's Victor, Arkansas. It's moving to the northeast roughly at 60 miles per hour. Whit Springs, you're in the path of this storm. Highway 254, Highway 65 north of Botkenberg. Here are the places that are within the path. Raspberry, Whit Springs, Mount Pleasant. You've got Willem, Arkansas. You got Rocky Hill, Marshall. Marshall, 8:52. So you got about 30 minutes, a little more than that, to go ahead and prep and get into your safe place. Along with the environment that these storms are feeding from, you've also got some damaging wind that could occur with this. And with everything that's happening here tonight, the parameters are all there. We've got a dry line that's pushing these storms, pushing on them, allowing for them to develop and rise, and there's no cap out there. We're looking for the southern extent to continue Yell County down to Montgomery County, but that's what we're concerned with right now. Tornado warning, Johnson County, Pope County, Van Buren, and Searcy counties tonight.
Tom, when we take a look at the big picture here, it's pretty quiet in central Arkansas. Nothing going on in Pulaski County or Saline County at this time, but that could change because the dry line, the definition between the moist air, humid air to the east, very dry air behind the system, that is the catalyst for these storms to initiate off of, and that's what is happening into the River Valley and also into northwest Arkansas. We have a few cells developing into Yell County, one lone cell into Montgomery County, so it may be the case where we miss out in Pulaski County or Saline County. That is a possibility. Certainly you want to be on your guard in north central Arkansas and north of Little Rock through the course of the evening, because that's where we're looking at the likelihood of these cells continuing to intensify and run into an environment where they're not only going to be severe, but they could produce a tornado. And we're in the situation where it could be a strong tornado that could last for a long period of time, especially as you get to the northeast of Little Rock. Right now, the main concern is this tornado warning that is in effect for Pope County, parts of Van Buren County, and also into Searcy County. That tornado warning is in effect until 9 o'clock for this evening. Let me just pause it here. You can see all the lightning with this cell. Now that lightning has really come down, Tom. I mean, look at that. It was just bursting with a lot of lightning, and now we're not seeing as much lightning. Let's take a look at the lightning real quick,
maybe
actually.
Some slight weakening there with that, possibly.
When we take a look at the count, we were up over 1,300, and now we're down to 39. So something has happened with this cell that has caused the lightning to weaken. Whether or not the updraft has collapsed, that's something we'll be watching. So hopefully this cell may have just run into an issue where the inflow has been cut off somewhat, and it may be going through a weakening process. Nonetheless, we still have that tornado warning in effect.
Yeah, so from here, let me show you the watches. If you're just joining us tonight and you're in central Arkansas, let's go to Max 2. There is a tornado watch that is also in effect. Now, a few counties in central Arkansas have been added. We'll be back up to Johnson County in just a moment. But Saline, Pulaski, Lone Oak, Prairie County, Monroe counties all added here within the last hour. Eastern and northeastern Arkansas also added. This watch is in effect till 3 in the morning, 10 o'clock tonight, southeast Arkansas. But all the action right now is in north central Arkansas, and we will see counties dropped as the severe weather threat lessens. We can go back over to Storm Track. Go back over to Max 1, Perry, and show you what's going on within this. Now, along with the potential for a tornado, some large hail. You know, you look at the legend up here, you may have ping pong ball size, between quarter and ping pong ball size hail. The hail tonight could be upwards of 2 inches or larger in diameter. Again, if you are in the path of this, and we are talking about Raspberry, Victor, Simpson, Arkansas, Tilly upstream, and even Leslie and Marshall, Arkansas, then you will want to make sure that you have things ready to go. And in case you forget, we like to try to remind you the lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as you can. And take something to cover up your head. Bike helmet, maybe even a pot or a pan to cover up your head, just in case. Nathan, I haven't seen any confirmation of a tornado yet, but there's strong rotation within this. And there it is right there where the colors come together, that couplet now moving over Highway 7 between Tagg and Simpson, Arkansas. And the movement is to the northeast, 60+ miles per hour.
And Tom, if we go to Storm Track 11, we're going to take a look at the rotation pinpoint tool now, because this was much more impressive when it was just before a tornado warning was issued. Let me go back here, and you see it was green right there near Hagerville, and then as it made its way from Johnson County into Pope County, we've lost that green. So that is some indication it may be losing some of its rotation, but still, you have to take this seriously and assume that there's something happening at this time. Get to your safe place, lowest level, sturdy structure, into your hallway, into your bathroom, into your closet, and don't forget to put your shoes on. I would have the shoes ready to go if you're in north central Arkansas.
Okay, Johnson County has been moved out of that tornado warning. So the tornado warning for Johnson County has been canceled. Now we're moving along to Pope County. And even with maybe the couplet loosening up a bit, you still got some strong wind gusts. It could tighten up again. These cells go through a cycling. They may produce a tornado, then they weaken a bit, and then they cycle back up. But you can see definitely some strong wind gusts and possibility of a little rotation there. That's southwest of Smyrna, and it's moving to the northeast at 60 miles per hour. But the tornado warning does continue for northern Pope County, Searcy County, and Van Buren counties. And if you live in those areas, again, we would like to invite you and advise you to go ahead and take cover immediately.
The radar at this point, Tom, is about 5,700 feet above the surface. So we're getting a good idea on exactly what's happening with this cloud over Pope County, detecting that rotation. Let's go back over to Max 1 now. We're looking at these pretty colors, but what we want to watch out for is that bright orange and the brighter blue. So the blue is going towards the radar in North Little Rock. The orange is going away from the radar in North Little Rock. And when you have those two get closer and closer together, that is the mesocyclone really starting to tighten up. And that's when you could have a tornado at any moment. With the landscape in this part of Pope County, we're getting into the Ozarks, so we're getting closer and closer to the clouds because the elevation gets up to 1,000 or 1,500 feet. So that's why you definitely want to take this as a almost confirmed tornado type situation and take it seriously and not just write it off. When we take a look at other cells happening here in north central Arkansas, we've got that one in Johnson County. There's another one, Pope County. We have another cell very close to Dover, that's got hail with it, and then another cell moving through Yell County, that's going to be moving towards Dardanelle and also Russellville. That doesn't have any severe weather warning attached to it just yet, but it's running into an environment favorable for these storms to continue to intensify and also rotate. Other warnings we have in effect are into Marion and Baxter County, Searcy County. Those are severe thunderstorm warnings, and we still have that tornado warning in effect for Baxter County, Tom.
Yeah, I was just looking at a few of the comments on Facebook. People are wanting to know, hey, how's it going up toward the Bull Shoals area or these area lakes where some folks are on spring break this week. We hope that they were able to take a device that would provide them with warnings, because you never want to be out camping or in an RV with something like this coming at you. So if you have family members that are camping in this general area, Baxter County, where you've got the big lakes, then you might want to get a hold of them if they don't already know that some very intense thunderstorms are heading their way. Tornado warning in Baxter County near Mountain Home, and of course the one that we've been monitoring down in Johnson County that has now moved into Pope and Searcy and Van Buren counties. These are the strongest cells in Arkansas right now, and they are moving quickly to the northeast, roughly at 60 miles per hour. And what's pushing them along is a dry line. We talked about this dry line earlier tonight, and we know out and over the plain states, these dry lines will help to initiate these big thunderstorms. So that's what's pushing on the back edge of these storms. And North Arkansas, north central and central Arkansas have the best parameters for the development of tornadoes. So if you have family up here, or if you have family that is camping up here, get a hold of them. Let them know what's coming at them here tonight. There's the polygon once again, northern Pope County. into northwestern Van Buren. There's Searcy County, Leslie, and Marshall are in the path of this. And there's that appendage that we were talking about. Looks like another cell could be coming together just north of Russellville. And that cell was in southern Yell County. It is now lifting toward the Russellville area. It looks like, Nathan, it might get close to Atkins as well here over the next 30, 45 minutes or so. And then that's it. You get down to around Mount Ida, and we've got a shower. So we're still seeing some activity trying to develop, but we're also keeping an eye on what's going on south of Little Rock and southwest of Little Rock. They got a big concert across the river in North Little Rock over at Verizon tonight, or Simmons Bank Arena. And this right now is good news. There's nothing developing to our south. It's all happening to our north tonight, Nathan.
And hopefully that continues to be the case,
Yes.
Tom, that we don't see anything develop down to our southwest, because the movement of these storms are going from the southwest to the northeast. So if something were to develop right along Interstate 30, guess what? It'd be headed right for Little Rock Metro. So that's what we'll have to watch out for over the next few hours. I think here in Little Rock, we need to be on our guard probably until about 10, maybe as late as 11 o'clock. And then we're done with the severe weather threat here in Little Rock and off to the west. Different story, though, in East Arkansas. It's quiet right now, but these cells and this dry line and this lifting of the air is going to continue to build its way off to the east. So be on your guard. We had that tornado watch in effect for East Arkansas until 3 o'clock for Saturday morning. So we're going to be here keeping you updated all night long, watching the radar like hawks for the most part. Here's that tornado watch that is in effect 11 o'clock for north central Arkansas. That does include Faulkner County, White County, Pulaski County, Saline County. And it's just taking some time to load up here, Tom. It'll get to it.
There you go.
A lot of information to go through right now. But there's a tornado watch. And it's really for areas north of Little Rock, northeast of Little Rock, and then to the east of Little Rock. Meanwhile, Arkadelphia, Pine Bluff, Camden, at this time, not under tornado watch, but that could change.
That could change. There's some good news. Let me let you know who's not under warnings right now. We've still got the tornado warning, but the severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled for Johnson, Arkansas. It has been continued for Van Buren, Newton, Pope, and Searcy, but there's also a tornado warning there. And the severe thunderstorm warning for Newton, Searcy, and Boone counties have been expired, as well as Newton and Searcy. So we still have that one tornado warning up in north central Arkansas. Pope, Van Buren, and Searcy counties under that tornado warning until 9 o'clock. It's 8:31 now, and we're keeping an eye on the southern flank here. There could be more cells that develop as this moves to the east-northeast. And I think it's safe to say that we're probably going to see the coverage stay pretty consistent here over north central Arkansas. There's just more tornado parameter here, with plenty of lift and instability, and that dry line is really pushing along, helping these storms develop and push through what's left of the cap, which there is not a cap left. There you go, Dover. You've got a strong thunderstorm closing in on you, but back up toward Raspberry, Arkansas, Smyrna. There's Divide Mountain. Nathan, this is more than likely where we're seeing the rotation. We're going to go to Storm Track 11 and confirm
the
this.
greens showed up again on Storm Track.
Okay, there it is. So that's that appendage, that hook that we were talking about. Looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning has also been issued. So this is in northern Pope, just north of Hector, Arkansas. Tornado warned storm, and it's going to move in the vicinity of Van Buren County, southern Searcy County, and eventually make its way toward communities like Leslie and Marshall in Searcy County, possibly Botkenburg if it were to take a bit of a jaunt more easterly, but this is moving due northeasterly, and that is concerning whenever you see that bright green and there's a little donut there. So we may have a tornado up here.
Yeah, let's go back to Max 1.
Yeah, let's go back to Max.
Perry, and this is a clear hook echo that is unfolding in this part of Pope County. So what you have here is obviously the warm inflow going in just to the southwest of No-Go. And if there's a tornado, it's going to be very close to the community of Smyrna. It will be making the intersection of 27 and Highway 16. That's where the rotation will be located, and potentially a tornado. So it'll be very close to the community of No-Go. Be in your safe place. And if this part of Pope County you're familiar with, take shelter. Go ahead and get your tornado precautions activated at this time. It's going to be clipping its way into northwestern areas of Van Buren County. There you see Woolham. It'll be very close to Woolham, but on the border of Van Buren County into Searcy County and Pope County. And then it's going to continue to push its way into southern parts of Searcy County. Looks like pretty close to Botkenberg. So Botkenberg, you're very much on the edge of that tornado warning, but if you're watching us in Botkenberg and especially into Leslie, go ahead and get to your safe place at this time, because that is an ugly looking cell, Tom. I don't like the looks of that whatsoever. And when we take a look at the rotation once again, it is showing up pretty clear that this could certainly be something that is already on the ground or is about to come out of the cloud at any moment. We've got a very tight couplet happening in that part of northeast Pope County, moving into northwest Van Buren County, and it'll be headed towards the community of Leslie and Botkenberg.
And the National Weather Service also keeping an eye on some rotation that is occurring across Searcy and Newton County as well. And I just lost it, but watching rotation across Newton and Searcy counties, a little bit messier there, but they're watching closely for the potential of rotation. I would imagine that it would be in this general area here that they're taking a close look at.
Yeah, like Whit Springs.
Yeah. But this is the most impressive rotation, area of rotation in that supercell thunderstorm. And that's what these are tonight, supercell thunderstorms that are, kind of broken apart. You've got a couple here in north central Arkansas, another one developing possibly near the Russellville area. If you live in Pope County near Russellville, it's probably just a wise thing to go ahead and move to your safe space just in case. Russellville not under a tornado warning yet. The northern part of Pope County is, but we did notice a cell that was developing to your south. But the tornado warning continues till 9 o'clock for northern Pope, and that's this area here, northern Pope along Highway 27. And we'll put a track on it. This is going to take you awfully close to Botkenberg, but here are some communities: Tilly, Chimes, Emo, Copeland, Rocky Hill, Leslie, Oxley, and Plant, Arkansas. That's in that purple shaded area there. That's in that polygon. So you've got a little time. You've got till 9 o'clock. 8:56, Leslie, is when it's expected to be close to you, and Marshall's just to your north along Highway 65. It's one of those popular highways. But I'm really more concerned, just seeing some folks say on Facebook they've got family camping in this area. Hopefully they have a way to receive severe weather information and they can take shelter. That's the important thing right now, especially with spring break season. A lot of kids are out on spring break. This is a bad case scenario to have severe weather and for folks to be out on the lakes, tents, camping, RVs, trailers. So let's make sure that your family is safe there tonight. We continue this tornado warning till 9 o'clock. It's northern Pope. It will move across northwestern parts of Van Buren into southern areas of Searcy County, eventually getting close to the Leslie and Marshall area. It may split in between them. Looks like quite a bit of hail, quarter-sized hail with that thunderstorm. But that's the area we're concerned with, Nathan, that hook, that appendage that's hanging off there.
Yeah, Tom, it's a classic signature, a classic supercell that we would see normally here in Arkansas, and that could definitely be producing a tornado at this time. We haven't gotten any confirmation, and when we look at the debris detector, it's pretty much a mess. We're not seeing anything really highlighted to say, okay, there is debris being picked up if there is something happening on the ground. But we are getting higher into this part of the atmosphere with the radar beam, and there's the newest update on that tornado warning. So it has clipped out some of Pope County, but still extreme northeastern parts of Pope County, northwestern areas of Van Buren County, and then a large chunk of Searcy County, including the city of Marshall, continues to be under this tornado warning as this echo or cell continues to push its way off to the east and northeast. Heavy rain, hail, especially right along the border of Van Buren County, Searcy County, and Pope County can be expected. That's where the updraft's located. That's where the hail core is. And then everything to the east, that's the cloud just pretty much spitting out all the heavy rain and maybe some smaller hail as you're getting closer to Leslie. But this is going to be a situation where this cell could continue to maintain its strength or even intensify as it moves into Stone County. So Stone County, heads up, you're not under tornado warning at this time. but these cells are moving quickly, 65 miles per hour. So I'm going to go ahead and just extend this.
Okay.
And just give everybody a good idea. If this holds together, this is where the tornado warning will be going into Stone County, Izard County, as we go into the next hour or so with that type of speed. So I just want to give everybody a heads up, because we just want to play it safe, and we never want to make any assumptions in the wrong direction. So just be prepared. There's Leslie, 853. Tom.
Yeah, and considering the environment out there tonight, considering all of the parameters that these things feed off, this is probably going to stay tornado warned all the way into Stone and Izard County. Got some friends up in the Mountain View area. If you're watching us tonight from Mountain View, go ahead. Let's get everything ready to go. Let's not wait. Since these cells are moving 65 plus miles per hour, you have less than an hour to prepare. So once again, there is the rotation. There is the supercell in the area that we're concerned with, and it will soon be getting close to Leslie, just south of Marshall on Highway 65. Botkenberg, you're on the end of, or the edge of it, I should say. But other places like Timbo, 56, Melbourne, Cushman, Arkansas, these communities will be impacted between now and 9:30. So you've got less than an hour to get prepared. We hope that you've been preparing all week, because northern and northeastern Arkansas had the highest risk. Sometimes those things pan out, and sometimes they don't, but tonight it looks like they're panning out, at least with these supercells that have developed and are moving to the northeast very rapidly in this part of the state. Got friends again up there toward Mountain View, even Leslie and Marshall. Folks, you will want to take cover immediately. The outer edge of that supercell is now moving into the Marshall-Leslie area, but it's this appendage that's hanging back just to the southeast of Whit Springs. This cell is getting ready to leave Pope County. And I would imagine here soon we'll see that tornado warning expired for Pope County. The next trip is through northern Van Buren, through Searcy County, and then finally over to Stone and Izard counties tonight.
I'm just looking at some information, Tom, on the current information where the best parameters are located for a tornado to develop, and it's right over north central Arkansas. So it's no surprise that this cell is going gangbusters over that part of north central Arkansas, and we'll just have to watch out for this cell as well. This is starting to get a little appendage to it north of Dover, headed towards Hector. If that holds together and intensifies, Clinton, get ready. You may be under tornado warning as we go into the next 30 minutes to an hour. And then if that holds together, Cleburne County. So you get the idea, ladies and gentlemen. If you're to the east of this line, you need to be prepared. Have those shoes ready. Get the pets ready. You don't want to be looking for your pets when a tornado warning is issued, especially in this case, since these cells are going 65 miles per hour. That doesn't give you much time to prepare and get to your safe place. So just be smart, be ready. Get the kids football helmets or a bicycle helmet, just to have everything ready, set to go in case a tornado warning is issued for your county. And that is a possibility if you're watching us north of Little Rock this evening. The chance of a tornado goes down south of Little Rock. We're watching it closely, but things could always change in this type of environment.
Yeah, and if we can, just real quick, while we have that warning, Nathan, if you'll take us a little broader perspective, statewide would be good. We can tell if there's something else developing to our south and west. Right now, all of it we see is in north central Arkansas. There might even be a couple of cells developing. This is getting awfully close to Perry County. But right now, there's not a whole lot happening to our south. But that dry line, that's what's initiating these storms, is now pushing into west central Arkansas. It looks like if you know and have family west of Johnson County, you're in the clear with that system moving through. Again, this cluster of severe cells, tornado-warned storms, we haven't had the confirmation yet. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Van Buren, Pope, and Conway counties. That's kind of muddled up in this tornado-warned polygon. If you live down in southern parts of Pope County, Dover, if you live in Hector, you may be impacted by a cell that is beginning to rotate there. Lots of colors here on the map, and they all mean something different. The likely here is for the tornado warning. We haven't had it confirmed yet, but keep this in mind too. There's a lot of mountains up there and a lot of forests, so it's kind of tough to see that, and there may not be as many folks that are around up there that can help confirm that, although you know, with those mountains and trees, it's always hard to pick up tornadoes. Down around Hector, you've got this other severe thunderstorm warned storm with a tornado possible on it, so it could spin a tornado, and you've got this considerable one here that could have some large hail with it. So just a nasty cluster of storms over north central Arkansas, tornado warned storm for Pope, for Searcy, and Van Buren counties.
Tom, let's take a look at the winds within these
Sure thing.
different types of storms, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. That one that is in Van Buren County now, it still shows a lot of rotation with it. It's going to be very close to Bockenberg. So Bockenberg, be in your safe place, zooming in to other communities as we get closer to this, just very close to Tilly. But if there's something happening, and we just don't know if it's confirmed or not, but we just want to take it seriously because now we're seeing more of an inflow notch. Tom, we're seeing an increase in the inflow that you see there with this system. So we are definitely getting more concerned that this may try to produce something very shortly if it already is not at this time. But there is that hook echo, there's the appendage, there's the hail core with the purple. And looking at the winds once again, we still have a tight couplet. So we've got the communities of Booster, Woolham, Denard, and very close to Bockenberg are going to be in the direct path of this rotation that may or may not be reaching the ground at this time. But if you're watching us right on the border of Van Buren County and Searcy County, please go ahead and make sure you are taking your tornado precautions at this time. Here's that other rotation they're watching closely into Pope County. That's why they have issued that severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag, because there is some weak rotation around Three Knob Mountain. This will be making its way over Highway 27, very close to the community of Hector, Scottsville, then towards Grapevine Mountain, and if it holds together or intensifies, it'll be moving towards Clinton. So Clinton, once again, if you're just joining us right now from the rest of Van Buren County, be on your guard. You may have a tornado warning coming up in the next 30 minutes or less. Once this line passes through, you're done with the threat of severe weather. So the severe weather threat is over in Johnson County, Newton County, and also into Boone County. But everybody to the east really needs to watch things very closely through the course of the evening. So Cleburne, Independence County, Stone, Izard, Sharp, Lawrence, Jackson, over towards Jonesboro. We were really concerned about northeast Arkansas, Tom, and that's just because the parameters were really lining up on where the highest chance of a supercell could be located. So if we already have supercells that have developed, does that chance continue to ramp up for Jonesboro and northeast Arkansas going through the course of the evening?
Possibly, yeah. It could very well be. North central Arkansas has the highest right now. These, these cells moving to the northeast, and other cells may develop on the southern flank of that. That's why I was taking a look at what's going on the southern end of that line, or that broken line that's in west central Arkansas, because that would clip or get awfully close to portions of the metro area here in Pulaski County. There's a cell that's growing out over western Perry County near near Casa and Ola, Arkansas. And I think I saw one down around the Garland County area. These are the areas, if they continue to come together, will impact the Little Rock metro area, and also Faulkner County, Conway County. Got a little bit there over the southwestern part of Garland County. We'll keep an eye on it. There's nothing to prevent these storms from developing very quickly and producing large hail, damaging wind, and tornadoes. Back to the northern part of the state where we have the tornado warned storms. The tornado warning has now been canceled for Baxter County if you're watching us way up near the Mountain Home area. So Baxter County's out, but we still have that one tornado warning that is located in Searcy County, and it looks like Pope County's been eliminated from that, from what I can see, unless it's underneath the banner here. But these cells that are lining up are the ones that will impact Conway County, Van Buren County, Cleburne County here in the next hour or so. And speaking of the next hour or so, if the National Weather Service extends this box, and they more than likely will, into Stone and Izard counties, and folks that live in Timbo and Mountain View over to Melbourne, you need to go ahead and get your precautions ready to go. You need to get your safe place ready to go, and take something to put over your head, blankets, pillows. If you've got papers, if you've got some important medication, take those with you as well. here it is. It's now beginning to move into the Leslie and Marshall area, at least that supercell is.
It's flying.
It's moving fast, 65 miles an hour, and this is the area that we're taking a look at. Riding along Highway 254, it's not far from Highway 65 and may move over the intersection of Highway 66. What does this look like on Storm Track 11, Nathan, in terms of our wind? We got a pretty good shot of that. Does it still look like it's maintaining its rotation on our en-route product?
Let me switch over here to the en-route, and they're still green, Tom.
It's still green. Let's take Storm Track 11 real quick, Perry. Thank you. Perry up in the booth, if you don't mind, Storm Track 11, and we will take a look at this just to show you with that product that we have, we can tell where the rotation is within the winds.
So I went back a little bit. So this is going to be a few minutes ago when I was approaching Smyrna, and there was definitely a ramp up of this rotation when this was approaching the border of Pope County and Van Buren County, excuse me. So if we can get Storm Track 11,
do we have Storm Track 11? There we go. Finally, thank you.
And let me just go ahead and advance this here. Wow,
there it
went
was.
too fast.
Okay. That was fast. Okay.
Step here.
We'll step it slowly to show you the progress of this cell moving through northern Pope County.
So there's the yellow area. So when you have yellow on this tool, that shows you that there probably was something that could have touched the ground at that time. And it stayed on the yellow side just as it made its way into Van Buren County, and it's still maintaining green. And there's some more yellow. So that tells me that we could have something. And Leslie, Denard, that's a beautiful area to travel through.
Over to Flag.
I've been through there many times, but you folks really need to make sure that you are taking your tornado precautions and you are in your safe place, because you do not have much time. This is a tight couplet, and it could be producing a tornado right now or very shortly. So don't take a chance. Take this situation seriously, because we do have a nasty storm that continues to show rotation as it's approaching Leslie, Denard, and it's going to get very close to Bockenberg. We can go back over to Max 1 now.
Let me tell you just real quick, the northern part of Pope County has been removed from the tornado warning, but we're keeping an eye on what's happening in central Pope County. That could also get a tornado warning, but it's now in Van Buren County and Searcy County, getting awfully close to Leslie. There's Watts, Arkansas. The center of rotation is riding along Highway 254, and that is in Searcy County, but it'll cross back at that northeastern tip of Van Buren back to Searcy County. This is our tornado warned storm till 9 o'clock, and they may extend it. The tornado warning for Baxter and Fulton County has been allowed to expire. So this is the only warning, Nathan, that we have right now, getting ready to push into Searcy County.
And just a quick reminder, if you are watching us on streaming coverage, THV11's, we appreciate it, but remember, streaming is delayed. It could be delayed by a couple minutes, maybe 5 minutes. So as this information is coming out, just give yourself extra time, because this is not going to reach you right then and there. It's going to be about 2 or 5 minutes delayed on what you're seeing here on radar.
Okay. All right, good to know. And we're on both platforms right now. We're THV11 and THV. A good way to follow us on THV11 You can download the app. It's a free app for your TV from Amazon, from Roku, from Apple. And we do a lot of different weather things on Plus, as well as stream severe weather, and we'll be doing a lot of that this spring. I'm looking at a picture from the Weather Service. It looks like they may have had a lowering. Somebody sent them a photo of the lowering, but here it is. This is what we're keeping an eye on. It's over Booster, Arkansas, Highway 254. There's your inflow. So the rotation is right here. It's going to track over the northern part of Van Buren County and then back into southern Searcy County. Leslie, you're still in the path. Oxley, Arkansas, you're in the path. Anywhere along Highway 65 and 66 in this part of the county is going to be in the path of a potential tornado. We haven't had a confirmation. We just know that everything is there to produce a tornado tonight, and that's why we've broken in with this tornado warning that began in Pope County, or Johnson County actually, moved into Pope, and now it's in Van Buren and Searcy counties.
Tom, looking at the radar data now, this cell is trying to move ahead of all the other cells. And that's concerning, because if it does that, there's nothing to cut off the warm inflow. Supercells need warm, moist air to survive. And if there's another cell that develops below it or south of it, then that can cut off the inflow and can weaken the storm cell. But this looks like it continues to maintain strength, and there's nothing really below it to choke off that warm inflow. So once again, Stone County, get ready, because you got a nasty storm that will at least produce hail for you folks in Mountain View, but this could still produce a tornado as it tries to push its way into Stone County. And with it going 65 miles per hour, once again, you don't have much time to prepare. So we have the warnings, 2 different warnings. We have a tornado warning for that part of Searcy County and northern parts of Van Buren County. And then we still have this severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag from Pope County into a large part of Van Buren County. And there is the newest tornado warning that has just come out, Tom, and it does include Stone County, Mountain View, Timbo. So hopefully people who are watching, we gave them a heads up. We gave them like 10, 20 minutes to say, hey, this is most likely going to maintain its strength as it moves into Stone County.
Yeah, another very popular spot for people to go on vacation or take a day trip or two is Blanchard Springs, the recreational area here. If you have family members at Blanchard Springs, they might be camping up there this time of year. Get on the horn, give them a shout, tell them, hey, you've got a storm headed your way that could potentially produce a tornado. Tornado warning now is covering up the county, northern parts of Van Buren County, near Botkenburg up to Leslie and even Marshall. You've got Stone County and Izard County. So this is extended, and this cell is moving northeast at 65 miles an hour. It is moving very quickly. Before we get more information on this, Perry, I'd like you to take me to Max 2, our second system, please. I do want to show a broader perspective since we do have about the northern half of the state under a tornado watch. Nathan, we continue to monitor these cells that are developing out over Garland and Perry counties. They too are racing to the east-northeast at about 60 miles per hour. So we're keeping an eye on this, and we've got those cells in north central Arkansas impacting Van Buren and Searcy County, Stone and Izard counties. The cell up in Mountain Home, Baxter County, that tornado warning has been allowed to expire. They still have a severe thunderstorm warning in Mountain Home and Baxter County. But these cells just west of the metro. If you live in the Little Rock metro area, if you live in Garland County, Perry, Saline, if you live in Faulkner, southern Conway County, folks, stay on your guard, because these storms are starting to develop rapidly, and you may get just very little lead time on them becoming severe warned and then tornado warned. We don't want you to get caught without being prepared. And there's a lot of events and activities that are happening tonight. Basketball tournaments are going on, as well as baseball in some areas. I think we have a shot from Leslie of a lot of lightning, Nathan.
Well, let's go over to Storm Track 11. Yeah, that's a great shot, live view. But now we've got red on our rotation tool, Tom. And when you see red, that's a really good indication that something is happening. So I'm just going to assume that there's a tornado about to happen at any moment on Highway 65 between Leslie and Denard, or it could be very close to Leslie. If you're watching us in Leslie at this time, you have to be in your safe place. This is a very dangerous storm that is moving right along the border of Van Buren County and Searcy County. You don't have much time. It's going 65 miles per hour. Let's go over to Max 1, please, Perry.
That is straddling Highway 65. It's Highway 65. That's the big highway that we all travel up if we're going to Branson or Eureka Springs. So Highway 65. There it is, moving over 65 near Leslie tonight.
And we'll take a look at the winds.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, it's taking an uptick there.
And we'll just put like exactly where this is going to be located. So it's moving over Highway 65. We can go back over to that iDrive camera. It's certainly a strobe light going on with the lightning.
Right. That's looking northbound, right, Kevin? Okay. So we would probably want to look southbound if we can. We can't. Okay. Can't turn the camera. That's fine. I thought maybe they might have a southbound part of that camera. But yeah, intense thunderstorms. Nathan, it was just a few minutes ago we saw a downward trend in lightning. I guess the lightning's back. These storms are intensifying once again.
Yeah, I think it's trying to organize itself once again, Tom, maybe producing a new updraft, a new mesocyclone. But that is a dangerous cell that is rapidly moving from Searcy County, will be moving into Stone County very shortly. So if you're watching us in Timbo, Mountain View, Sycamore, you have to go ahead and take this situation seriously, because this could be producing a tornado. It's running into an environment where we could see a strong, long track tornado. And we've seen supercells in this part of the state. If you're new to Arkansas, the mountains do not stop tornadoes. Tornadoes can go up mountains, down mountains, over rivers. Nothing really stops them. And actually, the elevation can actually enhance rotation in some cases. Yeah. So if you're watching this in Stone County and you see your town, get to safety right now.
So there you go. That's some of the highways. Highway 66, it's moving over 65. If you live along Highway 263, these are the areas that are going to be impacted. There you go, right here. You can see it turning, or at least bending. That's that hook echo. So it looks like it might be moving right over the Leslie area right now, as a matter of fact. And it's headed up toward Alberta, Oxley, Arkansas, and will be impacting these folks within minutes. The cell's moving northeast at 65 miles per hour. It is a fast-moving supercell that could contain a tornado. And those of you that are in Timbo, Mountain View, up the road, Melbourne, Arkansas, it's right now it's a good idea just to get everything together, get to your safe place. These are the areas that will be impacted in the time. It is 9 o'clock. So Oxley, you're going to be impacted here shortly within the next couple of minutes, on down to Melbourne by 9:32. So in 30 minutes, you have 30 minutes to get into your safe place. You have 30 minutes to make sure that you've got everything together just in case. One of the things that Ed Buckner used to tell us is if you have a TV and you can turn the volume up and you have a safe area, closet, the interior room, get away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside, turn that TV all the way up and listen to us. If you don't have a device like a phone or an iPad to follow us on, just turn your TV all the way up. This is a very intense supercell. It looks as if the rotation has moved just to the east of Leslie. Timbo, you are next in line, possibly Mountain View, before making its way up to the Melbourne area. And I do want to mention one thing, and while we have this in mind, something just caught my eye. Let's go back to Max 2. I do want to take you to Central Arkansas. Western Perry County, this cell has really intensified over the last 20-30 minutes or so, and in Garland County, beginning to see an uptick in that one as well. That's southern parts of Garland County, western Hot Spring, and Montgomery County. The dry line is right here, and once these cells move out of your area, then your severe weather threat will go way down. Yell County, you're almost out of the severe weather threat, but we're beginning to see a little appendage here in Perry County. No warning yet, but I just want to make sure that you folks know here in Central Arkansas, we're heading into Perryville, Conway, Mayflower, Maumelle, Little Rock, possibly Benton, and even Hot Springs within the next few minutes. So go ahead and make your plan. They've got that high school basketball tournament going on in Hot Springs, Nathan. That's not good news.
Yeah, looking at the lightning, Tom, on Max 1 here, it's not a lot of lightning, but it's definitely trying to develop. And like you said, there's that kidney bean type look to the radar. So just be on your guard. Hot Springs, and probably some hail is going to be headed your way. That's the first thing that will tell you that we do have a severe thunderstorm, is going to be the hail. And when we look at this, I'm going to stop this and just use live radar. Where we've seen the purple now show up near Myers, there's probably going to be some pea-sized hail happening. So expect hail, I think, for Myers, Chandler, Royal, in that part of Garland County, and then we have another cell developing in Glenwood. After those cells pass, you're done with the threat of severe weather, but there's a narrow window of opportunity here in Garland County where things could get a little bit spicy. More of the same in Perry County, and then of course what we're watching is this continuing situation of this nasty, dangerous storm, classic hook echo,
look at that
hook,
hook.
Has made its way over Leslie. Tom, you go ahead and take it. I'm going to look at power outages.
Okay.
To see if we have any power outages in that part of the state.
That'll be fine. And for those of you in North Central Arkansas joining us tonight, Nathan and I are going to be here until this event is over with. The strongest thunderstorms possibly producing a tornado. This is in North Central Arkansas. We're talking about Searcy County here, but the warning has been extended to include Stone and Izard counties, and that's in North Central Arkansas where the tornado warning remains in effect. And this is quite a signature. We look for the hook echo. That is quite the signature there in Searcy County. Perry, would you go to Max, I'm sorry, not Max 1, but Storm Track 11. Let's see if we can, or I guess Nathan's on that. We'll come back
Yeah, I just
here.
want to see the power outages.
Exactly, power outages. We're looking at that. We'll go to Max 2 and talk about these cells. Now, high school basketball interests in Hot Springs. If you have family here watching the basketball game, you might want to send them a text, say, hey, you've got a thunderstorm that's growing just to your west, and it could become severe pretty quickly out over Perry County. This is west of Perryville. This cell continues to show an uptick in coverage and intensity. You've got an event happening in North Little Rock at Simmons Bank Arena. I'm sure there's either a sporting event like baseball that's happening tonight or the basketball championships. Just keeping those in mind. Looking back to previous forecasts and previous runs of what our models were indicating more of this activity developing to the east of Little Rock for the last few days, and now with the cap gone, storms are worst case scenario developing to our west. They're moving east, and they could impact events and activities tonight. Let's go back to Max 1 and get an update here. This is what's going on. This is really right over the town of Oxley right now. Here's Highway 74. It's now beyond Highway 65. There's Highway 74. Landis, you're probably getting some very heavy rain or some large hail at this time. Highway 263. Here's Alco. There's Thola. If these communities sound familiar to you, then you are in the path of this supercell thunderstorm that could be producing a tornado. We haven't had a confirmation visually yet. And Nathan, the tough thing about these things happening at night, you can't see them coming at you. And growing up here in Arkansas, and I'm sure that you experience this as well, the first thing people like to do is go out on the back porch and try to look up and find it. Just don't do that. Stay inside and get to the centermost part of your home, lowest level, basement. A lot of these folks up here may have a root cellar or a storm cellar that they can get in as well.
Yeah, Tom, this is the only cell that we are really concerned about at this time. It's an ugly looking cell that continues to push its way from Searcy County, about to enter into Stone County. Looking at other cells developing down the line here, we still have that cell that is about to leave Pope County, move into Van Buren County. That's just merging with other cells, so that's some good news, because if you have cell mergers, most likely you're going to have the cells weaken and not be as intense. But they're trying to line up. I mean, you can see individual cells here right along the border of Pope County, entering into Conway County, and then they continue to line up. This is a strong cell into Perry County, just to the southeast of Casa, Perryville. You're about to get some heavy rain. There could be some hail with this cell if it continues to intensify. And then we're continuing to watch this one in Garland County. Heavy rain, probably some hail with this one into western parts of Garland County. When we take a look at the Hail Now tool, it does show just a little bullseye. There could be some pea-sized hail right on the border of Garland County and Montgomery County. And then there's that chance there could be some pea, maybe dime-sized hail, Perry County, Hollis, intersection Highway 7 and Highway 314, and then up to the rest of the line. Not too much happening here in Pope County, and the hail really picks up with that supercell that continues to charge its way through Searcy County and into Stone County. So
Van Buren County, the tornado warning has been canceled for you. So good news there if you live in Van Buren County. Just wanted to pass that along. The tornado warning for Baxter, Stone, Izzard, and Searcy continues, Nathan.
And we still have red on Storm Track 11, Tom. We still have the red bullseye showing up, and we go to Storm Track 11 near Alco. This tells us on Storm Track 11, Perry, thank you. This is a great tool that we use here at THV11, and it basically pinpoints the rotation of a storm cell and how significant that rotation is. So the color scheme goes from light blue, dark blue, green, yellow, and red. And red, we're going almost to the top of the scale, Tom. So as a meteorologist looking at this, it has me concerned to say there's something happening or something could happen at any moment. This storm may produce a tornado at any second as it approaches the community of Alco, Timbo, and then it's going to continue to push its way very close to Mountain View, probably very close to 56, and then eventually into Izzard County. 65 mile per hour speed on this. So that is
moving.
What you're supposed to go on the interstate for the most part.
Right. Dennis over at the National Weather Services, they have not had a confirmation out of this, but they're keeping a close eye on it. No confirmed tornado yet, but wouldn't be surprised if this storm produced a tornado shortly. And that's a good indication that there could be one here. Until we have visual confirmation, just go with this. That is, man, that is quite the couplet. What about debris
That's
mode?
6,000 feet above the surface. So is that type of rotation also very close to the surface? We don't know.
What about debris? What about the CC on that?
When we take a look at CC,
see if there's anything. It's kind of hard to pick up.
I'm going to rewind this here. I don't see anything that's of too much concern as it made its way over Leslie. So hopefully it stayed in the cloud.
Let's hope it's just a supercell thunderstorm that is rotating rapidly and not producing a tornado. But we have seen less impressive areas of rotation produce tornadoes. When you get into that yellow and red area, this is going to move right over you, Timbo. If you live in Timbo, 56, you're going to be next up to Mount Olive. This tornado warning continues. 65 mile per hour movement on this supercell thunderstorm, and we can go back to Max 1 and get a good shot of it. Look, it's just an impressive, very impressive hook echo there. There's Mountain View, there's Timbo. It's just north of you, Timbo, along Highway 263 and 66. This is going to be awfully close to the Blanchard Springs recreational area. We mentioned this before. We've seen some comments tonight on Facebook about family members camping tonight up toward northern Arkansas near the big lakes in Baxter County. If you have family that's possibly camping, or they're in an RV or trailer here, they're having a good time, they got a supercell thunderstorm headed their way that could produce a tornado. Just let them know. Reach out, let them know. Highway 87 to Highway 14, Blanchard Springs area, then beyond that, Highway 5. I say the highways, a lot of people associate, well, yeah, I live near Highway this or Highway that. So that's why we like to include those. But you can see this donut, very strong inflow area, and quite possibly a tornado that's near the town of Timbo along Highway 263. Still nothing from the Weather Service on a confirmation with this. And just to back up a little bit, the reason we're doing this tonight, we were on THV11's, and now with the tornado warning in our THV11 viewing area, we've broken into programming. Not only are we keeping an eye on this, there are other storms that bear our concern as well that are just west of the Little Rock Metro. About an hour ago, the National Weather Service included Pulaski and Saline and Lono counties as the southern extent of that tornado watch. And we've seen these cells in Perry County and now Garland County, where the state high school basketball tournament's going on. This cell is rapidly growing, as well as that one in Perry County near Perryville. So if you have a way to get a hold of these folks in Garland County, let them know that the very strong thunderstorm is overhead or nearby. Conway, you're going to be in the path of the cell that's in northern Perry County. Garland County, this cell, as it continues to move to the east, will impact folks in Saline County, Benton, Bryant, Salem, and then eventually Pulaski County. So with events and activities going on, it's not the worst case scenario, but it's a bad scenario right now with these storms feeding off the available tornado parameter. It's been there all week. At least we've been following it all week.
Tom, speaking of the tornado parameter, let's go over Storm Track 11. We're going to get just a little bit of science here. Bear with me. But what we're looking at is from the Storm Prediction Center, this is analysis of what the current atmosphere is looking like. And what you're seeing is the tornado parameter. What I want to highlight is we've got significant uptick in the tornado parameter, north central Arkansas, northeast Arkansas, and then east Arkansas. It really drops off once you get into southwest Arkansas. And there's no surprise because we are seeing the dry line move through that part of the state. So everything to the west of this line is out of the threat of severe weather. But where that tornado parameter is greatest in north central Arkansas, northeast Arkansas, as these cells continue to march their way in that direction, I think they will intensify, and I think the tornado threat will really start to ramp up getting into the rest of the evening. So northeast Arkansas, locations east of this line that's happening in north central Arkansas, please be ready to go ahead and get to your safe place, because this is going to change in a hurry. This
cell that moved through Van Buren County, just wanted to share this information. Multiple large trees blocking 254 and Rocky Hill Road. Highway 65 has many trees down at the county line. Proceed with caution. That from the Van Buren County judge. Wanted to pass that information. That was the same cell that is now impacting Stone County and eventually Izard County. Thank you, Nathan. I'm just gathering some information about this. We're trying to get a hold of folks in Hot Springs to let them know that storms are developing near them. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're looking at Storm Track 11. We still have that bullseye of yellow and red. So this could still be producing something. We just don't have any confirmation, but just looking at that, it's a concern. It's a concern. So stay in your safe place. Alco, Timbo, Mountain View, 56. You had that tornado warning in effect until 9:45, and then that tornado warning extends into Izard County for the city of Melbourne. This cell is moving to the northeast at 65 miles per hour. When we take a look at the winds within this cell, it is still clearly there. There is a lot of inflow going into this storm. Let's go back over to Max 1 now, because we have a new severe thunderstorm warning, Tom, that has been issued for Perry County. And that's the cell we were watching.
Right.
So it is a, let's see if it's a regular warning or if it is a tornado possible tag. It is a tornado possible tag warning. So Perry County, Conway, into Faulkner County. You have to watch out for this cell, because now we have a little appendage developing on this cell as well, Tom. There it is. So this cell is trying to get its act together, and it's looking more concerning as each radar scan passes by.
Yeah, we're getting some more information. Our producer, Kevin, helping us out. I mentioned the trees that were down up in the Van Buren County area. And let's see, we've got confirms tree down power line on US 65 just south of Leslie. That's from the Searcy County Sheriff. Also the Van Buren County Judge Dale James confirming the trees down in Van Buren County along 65. If you have any travel plans or if you have family traveling that way, they may not be able to get through for a while. And what that tells me, there were either some very strong straight line winds, Nathan, or we probably saw a tornado briefly touch down and take those trees down. But this is a cell of concern in Perry County right now. There's that appendage. We've talked about these hook echoes. It's growing. It's getting stronger. I would encourage you in Faulkner County, if you live in Faulkner County, Conway, including my kid, who is in Faulkner County and Conway, you folks need to go ahead and take your safety precautions. We've seen these cells grow rapidly, and they're moving rapidly. They're moving to the northeast between 60 and 65 miles per hour. Severe thunderstorm warning covering up Perryville, Harrisburg Lake, and it looks as if it's going to just edge the southern part of Petit Jean Mountain State Park. And this is looking very concerning. This area could be getting some rotation with a tornado tag possible. This cell is going to carry through into Conway. Let's put a track on it. Here are the locations that are in the path of this. Perryville, Apollo, Bigelow, Plumerville, Menifee, Wooster, and Spring Hill. The storm continues to intensify. It's very, very important that if you're at home right now, to get your stuff together and go ahead and get your safe place ready to go. Take something to cover up your head. Make sure it's the centermost part of your home. Take your charged devices with you. And if you don't have those and you're watching us on TV, turn up your TV, hit the closet. Just go ahead and do that. This cell is increasing rapidly. There's not much to the south of it that's going to keep it from not intensifying. Large hail here along Highway 60 with this severe thunderstorm warned storm. Let's take a little bit of a trip down in Garland County. Let's see what's going on with this cell. It's probably not warned yet, Nathan, but we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at it. This cell is now moving into the western part of Hot Springs, and it continues to intensify.
Looks like they merged.
Yeah,
the one cell from the south merged with that one to the north.
And there you go. Well, just over the last couple of scans, you can see how much it's intensified as well.
The lightning's picking up.
Hot Springs, Lake Hamilton, this is the one that we have to be concerned with in Saline County and eventually Pulaski County. Again, events and activities happening at night. Let's hope that folks have a way to receive the severe weather information so that they can take cover if they are outdoors tonight. But Hot Springs on the western end, Lake Hamilton, Lake Ouachita, there's Hot Springs Village, Jessieville, Fountain Lake. You folks are in the path of this storm, not yet warned. This one in Perryville that's going to move over southern Conway County and may impact Morrilton and get awfully close to western end of Conway and Faulkner County. That is the one we're keeping an eye on. Do we have anything on en-route rotation here with this on Storm Track 11? Are we seeing some rotation on the back end of this? We'll find out here in just a moment. We haven't forgotten about you, by the way, North Central Arkansas. We'll be back up in Stone and Izard County in just a moment. We want to see what's happening with this cell as it continues to organize and strengthen moving to the northeast.
Just a hint.
Just a hint of it there. Looks like maybe possibly near Applin. Just a hint.
There's definitely a little rear flank downdraft right there with the outflow. Not too much inflow, but something is trying. I mean, this storm's trying to get its act together, and it's going to try to rotate. So we have to watch it very closely. Perryville, heads up. Houston, Bigelow, Conway. Conway, you're not under the severe thunderstorm warning, but this cell is heading your direction, so I'd be prepared at least for a severe thunderstorm warning. There could be a tornado warning coming for you as well. So stay with us. I'm seeing an uptick on the lightning here, Tom, when we take a look at Max 1.
Okay.
So this updraft is strengthening with this cell moving through Perry County, headed towards Faulkner County. So once again, Perryville, Conway, get ready. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that has a tornado possible tag. And we're in a situation where this is the precursor before they issue a tornado warning. So that means get ready.
Yeah.
Get prepared, get the kids ready, get the shoes on, just in case you have to take action if this does continue to strengthen and rotation picks up.
Let's put the track and extend it out 65 miles per hour. Let's take it out into northern parts of Faulkner County and even western White County, because Greenbrier, you're going to be in the path of this eventually. So is Rosebud and potentially Heber Springs if it continues on the path. So if it's moving to the northeast at about 65 miles per hour, if you live in Morrilton, you're going to be on the edge of it. It's these folks that live upstream, Valonia. And Valonia, you're familiar with how this works with at least a couple of years of tornadoes. Quitman, Rosebud, Heber Springs. It is 9:20, so within an hour, this cell is going to be in or near Heber Springs, if not moving through the Heber Springs area. Menifee, Plummerville, 9:43. Morrilton, 9:38. Folks, yeah, this with these supercells really evolving quickly, moving into the central part of Arkansas, go ahead and just take cover. It's just best to do that. I do want to mention that Searcy County, that tornado warning storm has been allowed to expire. Severe thunderstorm warning up in Baxter County has been allowed to expire. Let's go to Max 2 real quick. I just want to take a quick look at something. Max 2, if you don't mind, Perry. And I want to go back up into north central Arkansas, Mountain View. As I mentioned, I know some folks up in the Mountain View area. That tornado warning continues. A very intense supercell thunderstorm. It's moving over the Blanchard Springs recreational area currently. If you live Mountain View, it's just to your north right now. Here's Mountain View, there's Blanchard Springs, but it's still tornado warned for the possibility of producing a tornado, and it has shown some very strong rotation here over the last hour or so since it moved out. It's developed in Johnson County, and it's still a very prominent supercell moving through this part of the state. Anything new on your end, Nathan?
We can go over to Storm Track 11 and we can see where this is trying to pinpoint it. So let me go ahead and play this loop mode, and you can see how it's evolved over the past several scans. And now it looks like the rotation is bumped its way around 56. So it looks like the rotation missed Mountain View.
Good news.
And when we take a look at the actual radar data with the rain, we're losing that hook echo, but we're getting farther away from the radar too. So that's why it's looking a little more coarse and not as fine detail. This is still definitely a supercell thunderstorm, but Mountain View looks like you have really missed out on the worst of this cell. However, you're still under that tornado warning until further notice, and then getting into Melbourne. You've got that cell headed in your direction. Heavy rain, hail is certainly a possibility. And then also, I would say the tornado threat definitely is still in place. So 56, Mount Olive, Boswell, Newburgh, Melbourne. Watch out, because this is definitely looking a little more suspicious in terms of the debris detector. Is that something that could be happening in that area? Something that we'll definitely have to monitor as we go into the next few scans. I think the National Weather Service is also watching out for that potential. But look at these storms. They're lined up now. We've got a new one that's developed into Pike County, and Clark County. So it's just round of supercells trying to develop, and as these cells continue to march their way to the east, Tom, that tornado threat, it's going to be going up.
Yeah, again, Hot Springs, Garland County, you've got the basketball tournament happening. That cell just came out of nowhere, and it's rapidly intensifying. So what is causing this to happen? It's a dry line tonight. We typically don't see them here in Arkansas, but supercell thunderstorms will develop along a dry line over the southern plain states, Oklahoma and Texas. This is what's causing these storms to really develop rapidly. That, and we talked earlier about having this lid or this cap on the atmosphere. That cap's gone. It's not there anymore, and that's why these cells are developing a little farther west than what some of our forecast models were saying. In fact, earlier today, one of our high-res models pinpointed that storms could develop near or around central Arkansas, and they in fact are. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning up in Perry County. This is a cell near Perryville, and could have some rotation developing along it. Just to the north of that over Conway County, and it looks like, Nathan, in northern Conway County we could have a little bit of an appendage developing, and another one, Van Buren County, that could be developing as well. If you live in Van Buren County, Pope County, Perry County, Faulkner County, you live anywhere in these areas, then you are in the path of supercell thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms, or intensifying thunderstorms that could produce tornadoes tonight. And we're not taking this lightly, because we talked about tornado parameters, and all those ingredients, necessary ingredients, are there. So that's why we've got the tornado watch for about the northern half of the state. That does include Pulaski County. There's the warning. Let's go back up to the Mountain View area. Really north of Mountain View, it's more of the Mount Olive area.
That's concerning, Tom. And now the National Weather Service says that drop in the CC, which is basically the radars picking up on different shapes happening into the atmosphere, 7,000 feet. When you see this drop or blue area, they're saying that, okay, now we have a confirmed tornado.
Yeah.
It is picking up debris, it's lofting it in the air, and they are going to go ahead with a confirmed tornado that is moving through Stone County, affecting Mount Olive, Boswell, and headed towards Melbourne, the city of Melbourne. So Stone County into Izard County, you now have a confirmed tornado that is producing damage in that part of the state. That is the only tornado warning we have in effect for all of Arkansas, but that is ugly, Tom.
There's lots of stuff that we use, that we look at, and you're at home going, what does all of this mean? Just know that these tools help us pinpoint where rotation, where tornadoes are located, where hail is located, where strong wind gusts. And yeah, that is concerning. This could very well be debris from a tornado that touched down. Mount Olive, you're in the path. Boswell, you're in the path. As it moves to the northeast, eventually Newburgh, Melbourne, you could be in the path of this. This cell is moving northeast 65 miles per hour, tornado warned storm for Stone and Izard County in north central Arkansas. This will also get extended, I would imagine, and this is the first that we've seen or heard of a confirmed tornado, even though it's been radar confirmed. And you see the polygon there change a little bit. It looks like it's spreading out a little bit as well. Lots of debris, more than likely from this cell. So this is it. This is the one that we have. Let's go ahead and go to Max 1 real quick. Nathan's got a different viewpoint on this. 9:45 is when the warning expires, but it will be extended. It's Optimus along Highway 5, so it's crossing over Highway 5. There's Blanchard Springs, so it's north, just north of the Blanchard Springs recreation area, the caverns. Here's the polygon. If you're in that polygon, I would say on the western end of that, around Highway 14 west of Blanchard, you're probably in the clear at this time. There it is. There's the debris detector. It is detecting that that we have trees, maybe some. I really hope it's not homes, but stuff is being kicked back up in the atmosphere several thousand feet, and radar is picking up on it. Highway 9, Melbourne. If you live near the Melbourne area, you're in the path of this tornado warned storm as it moves to the northeast, and it's wrapped up really well, Nathan. That's a pretty tight rotation.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly seen on the debris detector, Tom, that we have something concerning with this confirmed tornado now, picking up debris, moving over Highway 5 near the community of Optimus. It's going to be very close to the city of Melbourne. So if you have friends or family in Melbourne, you need to call them, make sure that they are in their safe place. because now we have a confirmed tornado headed for the city of Melbourne in Izard County. We have new severe thunderstorm warnings going into effect for the line, with still a tornado possible tag now lined up from southern Stone County, east Van Buren County, including the city of Clinton, then stretching into Cleburne County, northern parts of Faulkner County, and a large part of Conway County. All are under severe thunderstorm warnings with a tornado possible tag. As we are looking at more cells continuing to intensify, develop rapidly as they run into an environment that is just very favorable for these cells to intensify, but also begin to rotate. And there you see the cells lined up.
That is just
all
really,
the way down into Clark County.
Man, it's just really come together. I don't like to use the word explode, but it has really developed quickly in Clark and Pike counties. Again, you've got the dry line. Once this area moves through your region, moves through your town, the bad news, we've got to get through some damaging wind and some hail, possibly a tornado, but the severe weather threat will fall off considerably. And now we're beginning to see an appendage develop along 270 with that thunderstorm. Although it's not warned yet, it's something to keep in mind. And just to the north of that, you've got some very heavy rain, possibly hail in Hot Springs Village and over the western part of Saline County. All of this activity is going to lift to the north, impacting central Saline County and eventually the western part of Pulaski County. If you live in Pulaski County, western Pulaski County, you know the drill, you know how this works. So just let's get everything together, get to our safe place, because it does look like we're going to have to deal with strong to severe thunderstorms in the next hour or so. Perry County storm has a strong inflow. They're looking at the potential for this storm to produce a tornado as it moves northeast. Again, that's the Perry County storm. Very strong inflow with this. Moving to the northeast, it's going to get awfully close to Conway, on the northern side of Conway and Wooster. There's Menifee, Plumerville. You're going to be in the path of this. They haven't put a warning on it yet, but when they say something like that with strong inflow, it means it's developing. You probably got a pretty good wall cloud with it. Unfortunately, can't see anything because it's dark and it may be wrapped in rain. But there you go. It's this area. There's Perry and Highway 9, Highway 113, western Perry County, moving to the northeast. Plumerville, Menifee, you're in the path of this severe thunderstorm warned storm, but they could put a tornado warning on it here anytime soon. If you have family members in this area, it's 9:30. Hopefully all of the high school baseball action that's taking place this time of year, hopefully they finished up and the kids are at home and you can all get down together and find that place to be safe, kind of shelter in place if you can. And Nathan, why don't we take a look at Storm Track 11 on this cell just to find the rotation with it. Storm Track 11, here it is. There's the severe thunderstorm warned cell. Got a severe thunderstorm warning to the north, as he mentioned just a moment ago. And possibly some rotation. Try to come together.
Maybe near Perry, I would say.
Yeah, not as impressive. But there.
The blue, that is the clear rear flank downdraft behind the storm. And then where you see the red, near Perryville, near Perry, that's where it may try to start to maybe rotate, and also maybe around Apollo. So all those areas need to be on your guard just in case this rotation continues to pick up. You could be under tornado warning into Perry County and also into Faulkner County. So let's go back over to Max 1 and let's just play it safe. Let's just give you an idea. If there was a tornado warning issued, who is going to be affected by this? And I'm just going to stretch out this purple cone beyond the current severe thunderstorm warning just to give you folks a heads up so you can plan accordingly. Since these storms are racing off to the northeast 50 to 60 miles per hour, that doesn't give you much time to prepare. So here's when you can expect that cell to move through. And once this cell moves through, once these storms move through, you're done with the threat of severe weather in this part of the state. The severe weather threat will shift its way to the east, East Arkansas, Northeast Arkansas as the night wears on. So we have Houston, 9:38, Menifee, 9:49, Conway. It'll start to arrive in your neck of the woods, 9:53, Wooster, 9:56, Greenbrier, 10 o'clock, Holland, 3 minutes after 10 o'clock, 6 minutes after 10 o'clock in Guy, and then 11 minutes after 10 o'clock in Enders. That's when you can expect this storm to roll its way through, and it could be a tornado warned storm as we are continuing to watch these cells intensified and also began to rotate. So when we take a look at the big picture here, we have to watch out for this cell in Clark County.
Yeah, it's growing.
You're not under a tornado watch. I don't think so anyway. Let me go ahead
No,
and
I don't
make
think
sure.
they are. The tornado watch is for Pulaski County, Pulaski, Saline County. I don't think that Garland County's under a watch.
Yeah, no.
Perry is. So sometimes these things will develop in and around and out of watch locations. In fact, we were looking at the risk of severe weather today and the storms that happened in northwest Arkansas. A few of those counties weren't within any risk. So sometimes it can happen. And wouldn't be surprised if we saw an extension of some counties here down the road, because we're seeing these cells develop a little further south. So they might be talking that over and adding some counties south of Pulaski County. There's that tornado warned storm. You can see it's wrapped up here west of Melbourne, moving to the northeast at 65. Ash Flat, Sharp County, you folks are in the path of this. You're getting a little out of our THV11 viewing area. Fulton County, Sharp County, and this is Izard County. A tornado warning considerable, Nathan? Is that what we're looking at?
That is correct, Tom. They just said it's very likely this is going to be an EF2 or higher tornado from what they're looking at, how far the debris is going up into the atmosphere. They can kind of figure out, okay, how strong this tornado really is. And it's not a good situation at all. That tornado debris signature is still there, showing up as it approaches the city of Melbourne. It's going to be very close to the city of Melbourne and the community of Newburgh. So we can go back over to the debris detector here, and we can clearly see there's still a lowering right there just to the northwest of Melbourne. That's where the tornado is going to be located, and it could be a strong, long-track tornado, the situation that is unfolding right now. So if you know anybody in this part of Izard County and then getting into Sharp County, they need to make sure that they get into their safe place as soon as possible with this type of situation, because we had that confirmed tornado warning for Newburgh, La Crosse, Melbourne, and that tornado warning has now been extended into more of Izard County, into Sharp County. We're looking
Fulton
at Ash
County.
Flat,
Yep.
the community of Love and Center. And then we also have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for Saline County, Pulaski County, and Garland County.
And this is, we're going to spend a little more time here in the metro, since we've got a fairly high population center up here or down here in the metro area.
And that's just a regular one. That's not a tornado possible tag with that cell.
So let's take a look at this on radar, and we can go to Max 2 or we can pull up Max 1. It does not matter, because this is, I'm just getting some folks that are asking me about what's happening here in the Garland County area because of the state high school basketball championships. And you can see that storms are indeed lining up from north central Arkansas into central and southwest Arkansas. Clark County, Hot Spring, and Garland County are not in the tornado watch area. Not yet. That could change. But Pulaski County, Perry, Lone Oak, and Saline counties are. And this storm, with a lot of lightning, continues to intensify. The one in Clark County also continues to strengthen. And we're keeping a close eye on these and those hook echoes, those appendages, because we have had the confirmed tornado in north central Arkansas that is moving towards Sharp and Fulton counties. We have a viewing area. This is getting a little out of our THV11 viewing area, so our focus will shift into central Arkansas since we have a really highly populated area here in the metro. Perry County, Faulkner County, all of us are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Western Pulaski County, Ferndale, you're under that severe thunderstorm warning, as well as the areas that were impacted by that March 31 tornado. Severe thunderstorm warnings for these areas. Let's go to Max 1. Nathan's got us a little closer there in Hot Springs, and we are beginning to see this appendage develop that would indicate some inflow and possibly some rotation, and that is north of Hot Springs. So areas north of Hot Springs, Fountain Lake, Jesseville, up to Hot Springs Village. This cell moving to the northeast is one that we're certainly going to have to watch, because it looks as if it may impact the western part of Pulaski County as well as Faulkner County on down the road. Good idea to make sure you've got your safe place ready to go. Make sure you have get there now with these cells racing to the northeast at 60 to 65 plus miles per hour. Here are the areas that will be impacted. It is currently 9:38 at 10:01 Kentucky, 10:07 Salem, Bryant 10:11, Alexander 10:14. So you have more than enough time to get things together and get to your safe place. Alexander, Mableville, Maumelle, Little Rock. They've got a big event happening across the river in North Little Rock. Been going back and forth with Jana over there. They keep keeping an eye on things too. But it looks as if this storm is going to be close to North Little Rock. 10:32 Gravel Ridge. So by 10:30, they're going to be letting folks out in around 11:30. At least that's when this event ends in North Little Rock. Hopefully the cell doesn't intensify anymore, but it looks like it's beginning to take that all well too familiar shape of a hook echo, and that is north of Hot Springs, just north of Highway 270. Here's Hot Springs Village. Certainly some large hail could be associated with this severe thunderstorm. Saline, Garland, and Pulaski County under that severe thunderstorm warning. And of course, we're keeping an eye on the tornado damage, the tornado warning up in north central Arkansas. I didn't want to pass along. I had some information from Nathan. I had some information from our producer Kevin. Brooke Buckner spoke to Stone County Sheriff. Although they don't have any damage reports there, they still know that they had that confirmed tornado. So we are checking in with folks north of Little Rock where we've had the confirmed tornado. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning. Keeping an eye on this cell in Garland County. It will move into Saline and eventually western parts of Pulaski County. Let's take a look at the rotation if we can and see if we have anything developing through either en-route or velocity if we can, just to see if there's any couplet there that is developing with that cell as it moves to the northeast.
The lightning's picking up, Tom, okay. So that's concerning, and looks like there may be a hint of rotation maybe trying to develop.
Here. There's Fountain Lake. I just mentioned Fountain Lake a moment ago. Maybe just a little bit. Here's Hot Springs, and north of Hot Springs, Highway 7, Highway 5, where those intersect. 128 heading into Fountain Lake. Fountain Lake, I would play this like, and I hate to say there's like a tornado warned storm, but yeah, because it could develop pretty rapidly. If you live in Fountain Lake, up toward Hot Springs Village, go ahead and hit your safe spot, hit your safe place, turn up the TV, go get in your safe place. If you've got your phone with you, you can stream with Nathan and I. We'll walk you through what's happening, but this does look like a very concerning cell. And in downtown Hot Springs, it looks like it may be away from where they're playing the high school basketball championships, Nathan, which would be some good news. But the bad news is the position of this cell moving to the northeast. It's going to move over Saline County and eventually western parts of Pulaski County heading toward Little Rock.
I'm just looking at new information from the National Weather Service, Tom, that they're just talking about the environment and how favorable it is for these cells to rotate and possibly produce tornadoes as we go into the rest of the evening. So any cell that you see on this radar has a chance of going severe that, yeah, and also going tornadic. We just had that situation. If you are to the west of this line, you're done with the threat of severe weather. So Pope County, Russellville, Atkins, you're done with the threat of severe weather. Yell County, no more concerns, along with Montgomery County. Most of Garland County, unless you're watching us in East Garland County, with this cell moving through Fountain Lake, like Tom mentioned. And then we have to watch out for this, although this right now does not look like it's rotation. We're not seeing an appendage. It's more just a line of heavy rain through Bismarck, about to move into Caddo Valley, Arkadelphia, and into the rest of Clark County. It's these cells with these appendages we have to watch out for, and there's one there. The one that was in Perry County, let's take a quick look at that because that was a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible. And when we take a look at the winds with that, that is more of a gust front. I'm not seeing rotation, but these could be some winds of 50, maybe 60 miles per hour pushing their way through Houston, about to approach Bigelow, New Dixie, Stony Point, and then towards the western areas of Faulkner County. So Conway, you could still get some gusty winds even if this doesn't go with a tornadic situation or not, but still be prepared because supercells are cycle. They go through cycles, and they could go through a gust front phase, and then they could try to show more rotation somewhere else in the cell. So watch out for that. Don't let your guard down just because we're saying damaging winds possibility. Still, you want to take that seriously and don't want to take any chances and write this cell off. As for the rest of the area, this is all severe thunderstorm warnings lined up into Van Buren County, Cleburne County, and then of course Stone County. And we still have that tornado warning in effect for Izard County, the city of Melbourne. We'll just take a quick look at that to see if we are still looking at the rotation and the debris detector, see what that still shows, if it's still there. It looks like it is definitely still there when we're looking at the debris detector on Max 1. I'm going to switch over to Storm Track 11, and we'll take a look at the debris detector on this. And there was definitely something there that you can see that blue. It started like 56.
Yep.
Mount Olive, Boswell, and then possibly Newburgh, and it's still there. It's not. It's kind of getting messed up with some other signals, but still Violet Hill, Franklin, into the rest of Izard County, entering into Sharp County, Ash Flat. Make sure that your friends and family in that part of the state are taking this situation seriously, because there could be an EF2 or greater tornado tearing through that part of the state at this time. That's the only tornado warning we have in effect, Tom, but like I've been saying, we got to watch every single cell in this type of situation. We go back to Max 1.
We have, I just wanted to mention, we have power outages, 11,500 total. And Kevin, you can show the map. You want to just pop it in real quick? There we go. Areas impacted by possible tornadoes. This is up in Stone County, Johnson County, Prairie, Monroe County. You haven't had anything yet, but these counties have been impacted by storms tonight. So over 11,500 folks are without power at this time. Again, the concern is with cells in central Arkansas. They're lining up. These are supercell thunderstorms. They continue to show signs of strengthening and rotation. And again, western Pulaski County is under a severe thunderstorm warning, as well as Saline County, Benton and Bryant, Alexander, Salem. You're within this polygon and possibly could be impacted by this storm. And we're keeping an eye on the southern flank of it for any more strengthening. It may rotate, and the National Weather Service may put a warning on it. But Nathan also mentioned that line that's down around Hot Spring and Clark County. That area is not under a tornado watch. I did notice that the Weather Service did say that the parameter for tornadoes is, well, it's there, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. In fact, these storms may intensify a little bit more as they get beyond the central part of Arkansas. So a little hail as well. That purple area, that splotch of purple would indicate some large hail, possibly quarter-sized hail or larger. Highway 5, if you live along Highway 5, you know the routine. Hot Springs Village to Lonsdale, between the two along Highway 5 and, oh, that's Highway 9 and 298. This cell continues to hold together. It's formidable, and it may strengthen even more as it lifts out of Garland County into Saline County. But by the looks of things, I think downtown Hot Springs is fine now with that basketball tournament going on. So folks in Hot Springs that are at the tournament, the game's just ended, thankfully. Okay, good. So they are good. And there's also another cell in Hot Spring County we're keeping an eye on. Supercell thunderstorms capable of producing large hail, damaging wind, and tornadoes. As Nathan and I have mentioned all night long, it's a good idea to make sure that you have your safe place ready to go, and hopefully you prep this week. We've been talking about the potential for severe weather since Monday, and don't let your guard down. You know, we try to encourage you not to do that, not to let your guard down. Okay, let's see. They're issuing a special statement for that. Anyone at the Weather Service is asking for anybody in Stone County if there's any damage in Stone County. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. There's that cell, Saline County. It looks like it's going to ride just north of Benton and Alexander. And if it holds true, it will be over western Pulaski County, crossing over into Maumelle. There's Mayflower up the road. This is the cell that will impact the western part of the county, and we're keeping an eye on it. Right now, it looks as if the cell to the south might be preventing it, Nathan, from strengthening anymore because it's taken away some of the environment. But Hot Spring County down to Clark County, there's a line of storms there. More to come tonight. Got to get through the next hour, hour and a half in central Arkansas, and then things shift into the eastern part of the state and east central Arkansas. So a long night to go still before this gets out of the way. And there's what it looks like on radar. More storms developing in southwest Arkansas, and these will track into the viewing area. Nevada County, Hempstead County, southern Clark County, northern parts of Miller County. More storms to go tonight, Nathan. Man.
And every one of these cells, Tom, has to be watched closely because any one of them could go rogue and start to rotate like a top and produce a tornado. Once again, the highest threat of a tornado is going to be for East Arkansas and Northeast Arkansas as the night wears on, but we cannot write these off that are moving through parts of Central Arkansas. Once this round moves through, we're done with the threat of severe weather. So if you're just tuning in right now, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Saline County, western parts of Pulaski County. This is for hail and also potential of some damaging wind gusts. The hail right now is not too impressive. When we take a look at the hail now tool, it's about pea-size hail. That's happening pretty close to Winnington, Fountain Lake, Owensville, right along Highway 5. When we take a look at the winds, just to make sure that there's no rotation with this, we're just seeing a little hint here and there. So it's not significant rotation, but we still have to watch this as it makes its way from Garland County, Saline County, and over those hills into Saline County and on the border of Saline County and Pulaski County, because that can sometimes enhance the rotation of a cell. So we have to watch this very closely as it gets closer and closer to the Little Rock Metro. But certainly parts of the Metro, you're going to see heavy rain, lightning, thunder, maybe some hail, and we'll have to watch out for that chance. There could also be some rotation increasing as it makes its way into Pulaski County. Other cells that we were watching very closely, this one in Perry County, does not look as significant. We've kind of lost that appendage. That's some good news. But Conway, you're about to get hit with some heavy rain, probably some gusty winds as this line continues to make its way through. And the good news is we are seeing a line of storms in parts of the region. A line of storms is going to be much more favorable for damaging wind gusts versus individual rotations producing tornadoes. When you have discrete cells, that's when you run into the opportunity of not only tornadoes, but strong tornadoes could be on the table.
Just trying to gather some more information on what's been happening tonight. Of course, the games are over in Hot Springs. That's good news. That cell in Hot Springs, Nathan, has moved along from downtown Hot Springs, and now we're just concentrating on what's coming at us from the standpoint of what's to the west of the Little Rock area, Saline County, Pulaski County area. Tornado watch remains in effect till 11 o'clock. Or until that line moves through your area. Here's live radar once again, and a line, a broken line, and it's these cells that are all by themselves. Perry County, Faulkner County, strong to severe thunderstorm moving through, could produce some quarter-sized hail or larger. And we're still keeping an eye on this one in Saline County, and the storm movement of this is going to track into western Pulaski County. You know, some of those places that were impacted a couple of years ago, the Martindale community, Ferndale, you might have to deal with some strong wind gusts, some large hail with this. Hopefully it does not increase its strength to where it goes tornado warned. Keeping a close eye on it though. The event across the river in North Little Rock, and then this line of storms trying to develop on the southwest flank. Right along I-30 in Hot Spring County. Malvern, it's going to be close to you here shortly. Arkadelphia and points to the south. Gurdon, you'll probably be impacted by it. And there's a couple of more individual cells growing in southwest Arkansas. All of this is due to, well, a very unstable air mass, lots of wind shear and instability, and a dry line that is quickly moving to the east. In fact, the storms are moving to the northeast at 60 to 65 miles per hour. And that's the way it was in north central Arkansas. All right, so in that cell, by the way, that moved out of Stone and Izard County is now moved into the northeastern part of the state, the Jonesboro viewing area, and their responsibility. But we'll keep you updated if you have family up there. But we're concentrating on these cells that are now beginning to move into and impact the central part of the state. Severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like that severe thunderstorm warned area in Garland County is beginning to wind down, but now we turn our attention to Saline and Pulaski. Storm, all right, Nathan, take it away.
Oh, I just want to show you this because I figured like people want to know, okay, how long do we have to stay up for this? Do we have to stay up all night for this type of situation? Here's the breakdown of when you want to stay weather aware. Like we've been saying, pretty much it's almost done or completely done into Pope County and into Newton County, also Searcy County. For most of Garland County, you're done as well. And then towards Clark County, you still have some time because you have that one little band moving through. Here in Central Arkansas, Little Rock, we still have to be on our guard probably until 11 o'clock and maybe even a little bit later than that. And then certainly into Northeast Arkansas and East Arkansas. We have that tornado watch until 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, you probably want to make sure that you have several ways, warning notifications to wake you up into East Arkansas, because these cells are headed in your direction. It's quiet right now, but things will get much more rowdy as the night wears on with this line of storms that continues to push its way west to east, but individual storm motions are going from the southwest to the northeast. Here's another look at radar. We'll take a look at the latest on the tornado watch because that has been changed for some parts of the region. They've been probably, I think, canceled for some parts of the region. And now a tornado warning is going to be coming for Perry, Conway, and Faulkner counties. So we're just going to zoom in on that right now. A tornado warning is now issued for the city of Conway. We were looking at that earlier. We were giving you a heads up, Conway. So we do have a tornado warning now issued for Faulkner County. That does include the city of Conway. We also have Pickles Gap, Spring Hill, Wooster, Greenbrier. So if you're watching us in Faulkner County at this time, you need to get to your safe place. That tornado warning, it's not a confirmed tornado, but we are seeing rotation with this cell. We were telling you that it was looking like a gust front. Looks like it's trying to wrap up once again. And we are seeing significant outflow from the system. And if there's going to be something, I think it's going to be pretty close to south of Menifee. Looks like, Tom,
right over
where that
Arkansas
couplet
River.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that warning, just real quick, we all have interests in family in certain places. My kid is in Conway, Hendricks College. If you have a kid at Hendricks College, kids, I know it's Friday night, want to have a good time, but take cover immediately at Hendricks, at UCA, Central Baptist College. All of you folks in Faulkner County with this new tornado warned storm. Not surprised given the environment that we are dealing with out there tonight. Here's Conway and downtown Conway. There's I-40. So this is going to produce some very strong wind gusts. There's the Walmart on the west end of town. There's another one on the northern end of town here. And this is right over the Arkansas River. There's Stony Point, Gleason, Arkansas, this moving to the northeast really rapidly, 60 to 65 miles per hour. And more storms to the south and west, Pulaski County, Saline County, Garland County. These storms also showing some signs of holding their own, possibly getting a little bit stronger as well.
We go to Storm Track 11.
Okay, let's do that.
I think it's a little more high resolution with that.
Right there. That's what we were talking about. There's Wooster. Here's Conway. And there is the area of concern near Menifee, Arkansas. And this is where you find the Arkansas River area. So downtown Conway, you could be impacted by this. Looks like it might just be on the western to northwestern side of town. Nathan.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the CC to see if we're seeing anything on the debris detector, Tom, and I'm not seeing anything at this time, but there's definitely an uptick in rotation with this. Let's rewind this and go back a few scans to see what's been happening. And there you see, like it was the rear flank downdraft, and then it looks like it started to wrap up on that northern side, and there's a little couplet right there, very close to Menifee. So that is where we are focused on, but the city of Conway, everybody in this polygon, back over to Max 1 now, needs to go ahead and take their tornado precautions. That means the lowest level of a sturdy structure, into your hallway, into your closet, into your bathroom. As long as there's no windows, that's going to be the safest place. You want to go ahead and remember, you want to separate yourself with as many walls between you and the tornado. So interior wall space. It can be a hallway, it can be a closet. something like that. Don't forget to put your shoes on, a bicycle helmet, just in case something does happen with this cell. Back over to Max 1 now.
Max 1, please.
Here we go
Thank
with
you.
the tornado warning. There's the communities in the path of this potential tornado.
Right,
and once again, it's Greenbrier, Worcester, Spring Hill, Pickles Gap, the city of Conway, Menifee, Highway, Interstate 40, Highway 64, Highway 25, and it does not include Valonia. So Valonia, it's just outside.
Valonia's outside of it to the, just to the south and east.
Yeah.
But and for where we were with that rotation near Menifee, here's Conway. So it would be on the northern side of Conway along I-40. This is moving to the northeast. So if that rotation stays the course, it would impact Spring Hill along Highway 65. Greenbrier is just to the north. And here you go, there's Beaver Fork Lake, there's the Walmart in town, the kind of the main drag. You take that exit and you're going up 65 toward Greenbrier. But this is the area of concern right here. There's Menifee, and there's where we could have some rotation on the northwest side of downtown Conway, little community of Pleasant Valley along Highway 25. So Highway 25, Highway 65, and then eventually it lifts to the northeast through central and eastern Faulkner County if there is a tornado with it, but enough of a sign of rotation with it to prompt the tornado warning.
And we got some gusty winds that will be moving through Conway. Even if you're not seeing the actual rotation move through Conway, or downtown Conway, you're going to see some gusty winds with this blue moving through. That could be wind gusts maybe as 40 to 50 miles per hour, but what we're mainly focused on is this potential rotation just to the east of Menifee. And I'm going to highlight it here with our little icon that you see there with the spin. So if there's going to be something happening within this cell, it's going to be pretty close to this area. It's not going to be the exact area. We'll zoom in, give you some street names. There's Beaver Fork Lake.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see those roads, Tom. I can call them out for you.
Yeah,
Friendship Road.
Yeah, there's Post Oak Drive. Those are some roadways in that area. Beaver Fork Heights. That would be in the path. Give me just a second. I do want to mention that the newscast is going to stay with weather. So tonight, THV11 News at 10 starts now, and it's continuing weather coverage. Tornado warned storm just north of Pulaski County and Faulkner County, and also it looks like a new tornado warning has just popped up. That down in around Clark County, Nathan. I just saw that.
Yep.
I'm sure you did as well. So we'll go back up to Faulkner County in a moment. Well, what are the specifics on this warning?
Okay, so we have 2 tornado warnings, Tom. We're also still watching some rotation happening into Saline County as well. So each of these